Imagine a world where pilots fly blind, trusting only algorithms and digital eyes. Russia's Strizh is breaking every rule, removing windows to conquer the supersonic barrier. The cockpit is a dark vault, devoid of glass. Here, the traditional view of the sky is replaced by a high-definition mosaic of pure data and light. This isn't science fiction. It is the ultimate solution to the greatest drag on speed. By sealing the cabin, engineers have crafted the perfect aerodynamic weapon. Every curve of this machine is designed to slip through the air like a hot knife, reaching speeds that would shatter conventional aircraft glass in seconds. The pilot sits at the center of an artificial intelligence web, seeing the world through sensors more powerful than any human eye could ever hope for. At the nose, ultra-high-definition cameras act as the plane's eyes, transmitting a real-time, lag-free feed to the dark sanctuary of the interior flight deck. This radical departure from tradition has sent shockwaves through the aviation industry. Is the world ready for a plane that refuses to look outside directly? Strizh represents the intersection of brute force and digital elegance, a machine that prioritizes the physics of speed over the comfort of a view. Behind this design lies a bold hypothesis that in the era of AI, human sight is no longer a requirement, but a drag on our progress. Welcome to the first part of our journey into the dark cockpit. The era of the invisible pilot is officially here, and it is moving fast. To understand the future, we must look at the ghosts of the past. Supersonic travel was once a reality, led by the legendary Concorde. It was a masterpiece of 20th century engineering, moving passengers across the Atlantic in half the time of a standard flight, at twice the speed. Made it a luxury that the modern world could no longer afford. Governments banned it from flying over land. The sonic boom, a crack of thunder across the sky, turned the public against the speed of light. Then came the tragedies. Reliability issues and rising costs forced the fleet to stay on the ground forever, ending the first era of supersonic flight. The Soviet Union had its own contender, the Tu-144. It was faster and larger, but plagued by mechanical failures that silenced its engines too soon. For 20 years, the skies have been slow. We retreated to efficiency and safety, leaving the dream of Mach 2 to the history books. The failure of the past was not a lack of vision, but a lack of technology. The heavy, drooping noses and glass cockpits were the limit. Now Russia is using those lessons to rebuild the dream. They aren't just fixing the old designs, they are deleting them and starting over. The shadows of the Concorde are long, but the Strizh is designed to fly right through them into a new, silent, and faster future. At twice the speed of sound, a standard glass windshield is a liability. The friction of the air creates heat that threatens to melt the very view. To see the runway, the Concorde had to drop its entire nose, a mechanical nightmare of gears and weight that stole performance for the sake of sight. Strizh solves this paradox by choosing the needle, a solid, unmoving nose that pierces the air with zero compromise, turning a structural weakness into an aerodynamic strength. The solid nose reshapes the shockwave. Instead of a thunderous boom, it creates a whisper, allowing the jet to fly supersonic over the cities of our world. By removing the glass, the fuselage becomes a reinforced tube of titanium. It is a sealed fortress, capable of withstanding pressures that would crush any other jet. Engineers spent decades fighting the window. Strizh simply deleted the problem, proving that sometimes the best way to move forward is to look away. Russia tested this theory with the Yak-40 laboratory, a plane with no front windows, proving that a pilot can land safely using only a screen. Every kilogram saved from the mechanical nose is a kilogram of fuel added to the range. Speed is no longer a luxury, but a high-efficiency reality. This is the death of the drooping nose. The Strizh is a silent spear, a machine that refuses to bend for anything, especially not for the human eye. But a spear needs a brain to aim, and that is where the digital eyes of the Strizh take over the sacred duty of the pilot. The pilot doesn't see the world, they see a recreation of it. An array of 4K cameras captures every angle, weaving a perfect digital tapestry. Infrared sensors pierce through the thickest fog and the darkest night. In the dark cockpit, there is no weather, only a clear path to the horizon. Artificial intelligence filters the chaos, highlighting the runway and the traffic in a way that the human eye could never achieve on its own. This is synthetic vision, a world rendered by a computer that knows exactly where every mountain and every cloud is located in three-dimensional space. The lag is non-existent. The stream of data is so fast that the human brain accepts the screen as reality itself, a seamless fusion of man and machine. Redundancy is the core of safety. If one camera fails, another takes its place instantly, ensuring that the dark cockpit is never truly blind. Flying the Strizh is like wearing the aircraft as a second skin. The pilot is no longer behind a window, they are the eyes of the jet. Night becomes day. High-gain sensors amplify the faint light of the stars, turning the pitch-black sky into a vibrant, neon-lit playground for the elite. The AI co-pilot never blinks. It scans for threats at the speed of light, alerting the pilot before a problem even manifests on the horizon. We have traded the glass for the sensor, and in doing so, we have opened a new door to the fastest era of human travel. The race for supersonic dominance is back. While the West builds traditional glass cockpits, Russia takes a leap of faith into a windowless digital future. America's boom overture keeps the windshield, favoring pilot tradition. But Strizh bets on the dark cockpit to maximize speed and eliminate every gram of drag. China enters the fray with high-speed ambition, yet their designs remain grounded in the past. Russia's Strizh is the only machine daring to go fully dark. At Mach 2, every millimeter of glass is a potential failure. Strizh's titanium skin is a seamless shield, outperforming the safety of conventional aircraft windows. The engines are a domestic triumph. NPO Saturn's tech drives Strizh further and faster, bypassing international sanctions with raw, unyielding power from the Russian heartland. Carrying up to 90 passengers, Strizh targets the elite business market. It is smaller and more agile than the Concorde, built for a faster world. Economics killed the first era of speed. Today, Strizh uses AI to manage fuel, ensuring that every drop takes you further than any supersonic jet before. By cutting out the drooping nose mechanism, Russia has slashed maintenance costs. Strizh is designed to stay in the air, not in the hangar. This is a clash of philosophies. Safety through tradition versus safety through technology. Russia is convinced that the dark cockpit is the only way forward. The clock is ticking for the West. As Strizh prepares for flight, the world is forced to rethink everything we know about the future of travel. The sonic boom was the curse of the Concorde, a violent explosion of air that barred it from flying over cities and crossing our peaceful continents. Strizh changes the game. Its needle-like shape is designed to soften the blow, turning a deafening blast into a gentle thud on the ground below. By eliminating the gaps for windows, the airflow remains perfectly laminar. The jet doesn't fight the atmosphere. It whispers through it with lethal efficiency. This is the silent spear, a machine that can cross the Atlantic or Asia without waking the world beneath, opening routes that were once forbidden. Low-boom technology is the holy grail of aviation. Russia has mastered the geometry of speed, shaping the fuselage to break the sound barrier in silence. Imagine leaving Moscow at noon and arriving in New York for breakfast. Speed is no longer a disruptor. It is a seamless extension of your day. Fuel efficiency has been reimagined. Strizh cruises in the thin air of the upper atmosphere, where resistance is low and the path is clear forever. The silence is not just on the ground, but in the cabin. Advanced noise-canceling skin ensures that the roar of Mach 2 never reaches your ears. We are moving past the era of noisy, wasteful power. Strizh is a precision instrument, a testament to a cleaner, quieter, and faster human existence. The spear is sharp, the path is silent, and the world is about to shrink like never before under the wings of the Russian Strizh. The greatest barrier is not the sound, but the law. International regulators require pilots to have direct visual sight, a rule Strizh intends to break forever. Convincing the FAA and IATA that a camera is safer than glass is a bureaucratic war that Russia must win for Strizh to fly globally. What happens if the power dies? Critics fear a total blackout, leaving pilots blind at Mach 2, a catastrophic scenario that sensors cannot easily overcome. Public perception is a fragile target. Will passengers trust their lives to a machine where the pilot can only see a representation of reality? Strizh's AI is trained for every failure. It has flown millions of simulated hours, anticipating chaos that standard pilot training could never prepare for. Redundant power cores ensure the screens never go dark, but the psychological fear of a sealed vault remains a potent enemy of progress. To build trust, Strizh must be perfect. There is no room for error when you are the only machine dares to ask the world to fly blind. Russia will certify Strizh domestically first, creating a safe supersonic corridor that may force the rest of the world to follow its lead. But true success means international skies. The bureaucratic battle for Mach 2 is just beginning, and the world is watching with bated breath. Will the law bend for the spear? Only time will tell if the world is ready to accept a new definition of safety in the sky. The hypothesis has been proven. The dark cockpit works. Speed has found its new spear, and Russia is holding the handle. Supersonic travel is no longer a privilege of the past. It is a seamless, quiet reality, rewriting the maps and the rules of time itself. Strizh is a catalyst, a machine that forced the West and China to innovate, launching a new global era of faster, cleaner aviation for everyone. The needle nose has won the battle against drag. The silent spear has won the battle against the boom. The sky is open forever. A 5-hour Atlantic crossing is just the beginning. The world has shrunk, and humanity has regained the sacred gift of speed. Technology didn't just replace the pilot's sight. It gave us a new way to interact with the environment, a perfect union of flesh and fiber. The hypothesis that we could fly blind has been proven, opening the door to the era of fully autonomous, faster-than-sound travel. When you hear the whisper of Mach 2, remember the spear that pierced the air in silence. Strizh is the future, right here, right now. Knowledge is power, but the courage to act on it is life. We have seen the end of the window and the beginning of the sensor. The spear is sharp, the path is silent. Welcome to the era of the stars. This is beyond human knowledge.